And if I never make it, then at least I left to go try. At least I left to go try. At least I left to go try. At least I left to go try.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Luis Revelo Jr. back at you with another video. I know it's been a while, but listen, man, life happens. Been going through some stuff, you know. I've been dealing with some things in my personal life that couldn't really address, didn't really want to address at the time. I just wanted to kind of focus on handling the situation, handling the problem, because I'm the type of person, like, when I go through things, I don't like to show it. I don't post about it online. I don't like to seek sympathy or anything like that. So when I have things going on, I deal with them myself. Once I get everything taken care of, then I talk about it, because I don't like to victimize myself. I don't like to make excuses why is this happening, If I have a problem, I take care of it, I work on it, and once I get it done, then I'll talk about it, because I like to talk about the solutions to problems, not the problems themselves. So I was figuring out a solution. I was getting things done, making things happen, making moves, working, trying to get myself back on my feet. And so now we're here, and now we're back filming. So a lot of things have happened since then. I don't remember the last time that we filmed. It was, what, a couple months ago, right? Yeah, it's been a while, guys. It's been a while. It's been a wild ride. But anyways, nonetheless, I have some updates for you guys. We got some fight updates. We got some life updates. So a lot of stuff going on. 2 months left in the year, last quarter of the year. Time to finish strong. We're gonna go hard. It's the fourth quarter. Most people in the fourth quarter, they take it easy. Most people in the fourth quarter, they take their foot off the gas, but not us, guys. Fourth quarter is when we overlap everybody. Fourth quarter is when we pick it up. Fourth quarter is when we go even harder, right? So right here, we're at the gym. It's 4:30 in the morning. We're about to get this workout, and then after this, we gotta go to the boxing gym. After the boxing gym, we gotta go to the job site. So long day ahead of us, but nonetheless, happy to be back, happy to be making these videos, happy to be reunited with my boy. So yeah, let's get to this workout. First things first, handy dandy C4. Today is C4, tomorrow is Bang. It doesn't really matter, but I don't even feel the energy drinks. Like, some people would say that they drink these and they get the jitters. Not me though, because I don't know. I have such a high tolerance to caffeine, like nothing hits me anymore. Like, doesn't matter, 300 milligrams of caffeine, 400, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make no difference. The one time though that I did feel kind of crazy was I drove from Texas to Cali in one day, pretty much almost 24 hours straight, and I drank like 5 of these. That was like 4 or 5. That was like the first time that I actually felt, but I didn't feel good. Like, I didn't feel energized. I felt like anxious and, like, you know, I don't know. It just wasn't a good feeling. Alright, so pretty much what I'm doing, I'm just doing my morning post, which I do every day, except sometimes Sundays, like this last Sunday, because I was working out of town. I was working in the Bay Area. Actually, I woke up at 2:45, you know, like always. I woke up 2:45 Saturday morning. I ran 7 miles, and then I drove 6 hours to the Bay Area to go do a repair, an emergency repair for one of my clients. And it's a big commercial client. And then by the time I got there, you know, finished the job, it was like around 6 p.m. Well, because I still had to go to my yard first in Modesto, load up material, and go from there to the job site. Because over there, like, a lot of the material shops, or a lot of the vendors, they're closed on Saturdays. So I had to go to my shop, get all the stuff loaded, and then from there, go to the Bay Area. So it took a little longer. It took like 8 hours just to get to the job site. We did the job. Finished the job, had to go back to my yard, load up some material that I was gonna need for today, and then drive all the way home. So I didn't make it home until, honestly, I was dead tired, so I didn't make it home until like 6 a.m. on Sunday, because I stopped like around 11 p.m. or midnight to sleep for a little bit, because I was just like done, you know. It was a long drive, long day, and I was starting to doze off, so I just pulled over at a rest stop or whatever, slept for a few hours, and then kept driving. So I ended up getting home like around 6 a.m., 6 or 7. But yeah, but that's what you gotta do, man. That's what's required sometimes in business, in life. It's gonna be days like that. That's basically 24 hours straight, you know, minus the sleep a little bit. But there's been days like that before where I've gone literally straight 24 hours, sleep whenever I can, like an hour or two, and just keep going. Like, there was one time I was doing a job in Vegas and pretty much started the day Sacramento. From Sacramento went to San Francisco. From San Francisco I took a flight to Vegas. I got there like at 2 in the morning, and at that time we were working graveyard because it was really hot. So I was expecting the guys to be on the job site, which they were, but they had no idea I was gonna pull up on them. Like, I was the last person they were expecting to see. But you know, you gotta do stuff like that sometimes, because you wanna, you know, make sure that your people know that you're watching them. Not because you don't trust them, but just because it's your business and you care. You care about your business. You wanna make sure everything is running right, people are doing what they're supposed to do, and that's it, you know? It's not a matter of like, oh, I don't trust you. At the end of the day, this is not about your feelings, bro. Business is not a game. It's life or death, bro. You know, this is how you feed your family. It's how you pay your bills. So if someone's gonna get offended because you're checking on them, or you're just making sure that they're doing their job, they need to go, because they should understand that all you're trying to do is take care of the thing that takes care of you. So yeah, but anyways, I digress. So as you can see, starting my workout a little bit different now, because usually I start with weight training, right? But see, this is part of the things that I've been going through the last couple of months, just kind of like questioning what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Not just because of the financial struggles I was having, because as you guys know, I've been $1 million in debt since like 2019. So I've been paying that debt off for the last like 3.5, almost 4 years now. And obviously sometimes it gets tough. And so that's one of the main reasons why I stopped filming for a while, because money was starting to get tight and I just had to do what I had to do. You know, I had to save as much as I could for a bit, because I didn't have any work lined up for whatever reason. I don't know, but like, that's never happened to me before. But needless to say, we're back on track, back on my feet, slowly but surely, little by little. God always provides, and that's one of the things I've learned to do on my journey and on my walk with Christ, is always trusting God to pull me through every situation. Because regardless of how bad in a position I've been, I've never lacked bread to eat. I've never lacked a roof over my head. I've never lacked anything, you know. Doesn't matter what, you know, if I didn't know how I was gonna pay my bills or whatever, somehow, some way, I would end up figuring it out, you know. There was one point I was working 2 jobs just to keep, you know, up with my bills, on top of doing whatever I could, you know, for my business. So it's been a grind, guys. It's been a grind. It's not easy, but we don't quit. We don't bend, we don't fold, we don't break. When times get tough, we get tougher. And that's all you can really do. You can't worry about, why is this happening to me? Oh, the poor me. I have all this pressure. I have all this stress. You know, nobody believes in me. Nobody's supporting me. You know, and I'm lucky I have my wife, because she supports me. And she's been through it all with me, and you know, she's been there through it all. But you know, there was a time also when I wasn't married and I didn't even have my wife, and I would go through things like this, you know. But yeah, man, one thing that I always stayed consistent and stayed the same was God. And I learned to praise him in my lowest moments, so I will praise him in my highest, which is where we're headed right now. So if you're wondering why I'm starting my workouts with a run, one, it's a good warm-up, but most importantly too, because I'm really in camp and preparing myself to fight. The first few months of the year, I was more focused on, you know, keeping my business afloat, you know, staying on top of my bills. Fitness and the gym and these YouTube videos weren't really a priority, you know. But I've come to the realization that if you don't prioritize your dreams, no one's gonna do it for you. And so, yeah, like, trust me, running my own business is my dream too, so don't get me wrong. But I've had this vision in my head of being a professional athlete my entire life since I was a little kid, and I have the opportunity to make it happen, and I've been procrastinating because, you know, one, I didn't believe in myself. Two, I was still kind of struggling with alcohol, and that was distracting me. And three, because I was more focused on obviously providing for my family. So instead of going to the gym and doing my road work or doing what I needed to do, I would go to work, because I'm thinking I gotta make money, I gotta pay my rent, I gotta feed my family. And so I wouldn't, you know, I would skip the gym. I would, you know, just all these things that a man goes through in life, women too, you know, but mostly men, because men are usually the providers, at least where I'm from and how I grew up. And so we go through these things and we don't talk about it. But then when we're older, we'll blame people in our lives, like, oh, I could have done it, but, you know, my wife would always get mad at me when I would go to the gym, so I couldn't do it. Or my dad, you know, made me join the business, and so I couldn't train, couldn't pursue my passion. And it's like, I don't want to live like that. I don't want to grow old and be like, man, I could have done it, but my son wouldn't let me or keep me awake, or my wife this, or my mom that, my dad that, you know. And so that's why, you know, we're back and we're focused, and nothing is gonna stop us this time. Nothing is gonna derail us, because now I know 100% in my heart and soul that this is what I was born to do. So I'm gonna do it. And opportunities have come my way and I haven't taken them because I don't feel ready, because I haven't been putting in the work. Not because I don't believe that I can do it. Well, that's probably part of it too, but just because I haven't, you know that saying, you gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready? Well, I haven't been staying ready. So when those opportunities came, I didn't jump on them. But I have nobody to blame for that except me. So it's never too late. It's been the mantra all year long, and it's still not too late, because the one thing that I have that most people don't is a personal brand. I have leverage because I have a big following on Instagram and TikTok. And so when people see that, naturally they want to give me an opportunity. But that was something that I worked for, that I put in the work to attain, you know, and I'm still putting the work in. So that's the only thing that gives me leverage, because nowadays in the world of YouTube, influencer, boxing, it's definitely a possibility for me. Not only that, I've already gotten multiple offers, and so now it's just a matter of being prepared for the opportunity, because who knows how many more I might get, you know. Not only that, but I'm just sick, bro. I'm really genuinely sick to my stomach, because in my, like, I feel like I should have been there, but then I think like God's timing is perfect. So if I didn't make it yet, or if I haven't made it happen, it's because I wasn't ready, or because the time wasn't right. So I trust God's timing. I trust His plan for me, and I know some way, somehow, it's gonna work out. And like I said, the only reason why I say that is because I have people that are literally just waiting on me to call them and say, yo, I'm ready to fight. And that's it. That's the only thing holding me back right now. Just me. Really, that's it. Just me. So I'm gonna stop holding myself back. You know, I'm almost 2 months sober now again. Because as you guys don't, if you don't know, I started the year off not drinking. And I went solid for 5 months. And then on my birthday, Cinco de Mayo, well, my birthday's not Cinco de Mayo, but you know, the Canelo fight, and then my birthday was a week after. I had a couple drinks, then those few drinks turned into, you know, a few days, and then pretty much a couple months. So pretty much from May to like August, I was like getting back into that old habit, you know, not as bad as before, but I was still struggling with it. And then in end of August, I said, I'm done, bro. I'm done. That's it. Never again. And I haven't had a drink since. So September 1st was the first day I actually like officially started my sobriety again. And so we're about 45 days in, and I feel good, better than I ever have. And I noticed that every time that I give up drinking, my life gets better. Like all around. And I know it's crazy. You probably don't believe me because you probably think that I'm like, oh, alcohol's bad, da da da, which it is. But just me, I'm just speaking from personal experience. Every time that I've committed to God and dropped, like truly in my heart, wanted to stop drinking and did, my life just starts getting better. Like I started getting more work. I started getting, you know, more opportunities. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, is this really a thing? You know? But yeah, I don't know. I've been battling for a bit. But yeah, so the reason why I'm starting with road work is because the road work is more important than lifting weights for me, because I'm trying to be a boxer. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. So I have to prioritize the work required to make me a better boxer, right? And that is putting in my miles. And then I'll go do some weight training. But I'm not gonna be lifting weights for 2 hours. I'm just gonna go do a few compound movements, focus more on strength, and that's it. Because I gotta stay fresh, because I gotta train in a couple hours, you know, at the boxing gym. So that's another thing. I got a new boxing coach. I'm at a new gym. There's all kinds of things that have been going on in my life, guys. And I'm bringing you along for the ride. And I'm doing this because I want people to see, you know, the process, the trenches, before they see the triumph, you know? Trenches over, people want the triumph without the trenches. You know what I'm saying? People want the glory without the grind. And unfortunately, that's a losing formula. And you will never achieve any sort of success if you have that kind of mindset. So just remember, without sacrifice, without pain, there is no success. There is no glory. There is no reward. There is nothing. And so that's why we're here, putting in the work. You know. So I'm gonna just warm up with 2 miles. I'll probably do 2 more later tonight. And then yeah, just keep going. So got about half a mile left, and then we'll hit the weights a little bit. So I've been doing this new training method that I feel like is more beneficial for
someone who's trying to be an athlete versus a bodybuilder. And I learned it from this guy named Mike Mentzer. I've been seeing a lot of Mike Mentzer lately, which when you look at it, it's kind of similar to Kino Body, which I'd imagine maybe that's where Kino Body got his training style from, Mike Mentzer, because Mike Mentzer is old school. But it's basically like a more minimalistic way of lifting, where you just focus on basically only one set every couple of days, right? One set to like failure, like maximum intensity. So one set, and the goal is to get stronger every single time you go in the gym. However, I'm not exactly doing that 100% because I like to lift just because I like to lift. So I'm doing something kind of similar, but probably more bro split kind of like, minus the hypertrophy training. So I'm not doing like 4 sets of 12 or 15. I'm just doing like push pull legs, but instead of doing 6 different exercises, I'm doing like 2 or 3, and I'm only doing like 1 set, but I'm on that 1 set, I'm like going till failure basically. What's the other 25? See, these don't belong here. I don't know. One of the things that irritates me is people who don't re-rack weights or put the weights back the way they're supposed to go, and they just kind of leave it like that. That really bothers me. That says a lot about you as a person if you don't re-rack your weights, or you put them in the wrong spot and it's the wrong spot and you just leave it like that anyway. Like, that says a lot about you as a person. So you're that type of person, just know that nobody likes you. You're not appreciated, because it's really frustrating for someone who likes to keep everything in its place to see that kind of stuff, especially in the gym like this, bro. Like, come on, look where you're at. It's called Self-Made Training Facility. They tell us first thing when we sign up to treat the facility as it's your own. So if you do that here, I know that you do that at your home. I can only imagine what your house looks like. Don't be that kind of person. How you do anything is how you do everything. So do things right. I'm not perfect by any means. My wife will tell you, my wife is a whole another level of perfectionist compared to me. But, she'll be the first to tell you that, like, I be leaving certain things wrong, but that's just because she has her way of having things organized in our house, and I have my way, but that's because I was single for so long. But anyways, I digress. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get this set in. We're gonna do some shoulders after and some triceps. So I usually do the 3 main body parts, and then that's it. And then go home, shower, maybe grab a light snack, and then head to the boxing gym, which is about an hour and a half away with traffic. So it's a sacrifice, but it's definitely worth it. My new boxing coach, bro, guy's on a whole nother level. Like, I can finally say, like, I'm where I'm supposed to be, because before that I was kind of bouncing from gym to gym, trying to figure out like where I wanted to make like my home for like going pro, and I think I finally found it. No, I don't think, I know. But like I said, me and him had a conversation, and he pretty much just told me that as long as I put in the work and I showed up and I stayed consistent, he would work with me and he would take me to the top. I just got to do my part and show up, do the work. So that's what we're gonna do. So I haven't been there that long. I've only been there, this is barely my 3rd day training with him, but he makes me feel like I've never boxed a day in my life, and I've been boxing for like 10 years almost, but I like that though. I like that because I'm learning things that I've never learned in my entire life. Like, he just has a whole different way of, it's not just like skills training, it's IQ, it's intention, it's understanding the ring, where you're at, like the different patterns, the different movements, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole nother level. So you guys are gonna see, this guy he's on another level, bro. And that's what you need, you need people who are gonna make you feel like a beginner again, you know? Always learning, always getting better. Let's go. So that's 185 on incline for 5 reps. I think that's pretty good. I'm not exactly sure what the standard is for incline bench. I remember I had them written down, but so yeah. And I know what you guys are probably thinking. You're like, that's it? That's all you're gonna do? Yeah. For incline, that's all I'm gonna do. For chest today, that's all I'm gonna do. For shoulders, it's gonna be seated dumbbell. I don't know, is that military press? 1 set, 4 to 6 reps, or till failure. So like next time, I'm not gonna increase the weight. I'm gonna just try to get 6 reps instead of 5. So the point is to, oh wait, yeah, I guess I could use this one. The point is to always be improving, And that's the problem with many people in life is at a certain point they get comfortable with where they're at and they stop improving. And I'm from the school of where the minute that you stop improving, you start digressing. Or regressing. I think it's regressing. But you start, the old saying is if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So, I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly because there's been many times where I've taken a break from, boxing or jiu-jitsu and like I forget a lot of the stuff that I know, or it'll just feel like super stiff. Like I'll feel super stiff, like I'm not on point, something's off. And it's like, dude, I've done this a million times, like why am I feeling this way? But it's just when you stop doing it, the lack of repetition, it's no longer fresh in your mind and therefore you regress, you get worse. And that's the same thing with the mind. And people wonder why they get Alzheimer's and stuff like that. Like, I know it might be genetic for some, but I truly believe that a lot of that stuff, a lot of the mental illnesses and stuff like that, it's just because people at a certain point stop using their mind. They stop working. They stop challenging their mind. They just kind of settle. They just become couch potatoes. They just live for entertainment. They watch TV all day. They listen to music. They don't challenge themselves mentally or physically. So, there's a lot that I feel like could be prevented. A lot of sicknesses, a lot of diseases. I know that they can be prevented through a regular health and fitness routine. Like diabetes can be 99% of the times it's a preventable disease. It's something that you can prevent yourself by exercising, eating the right foods, etc., etc. Obesity, something that you can fix. Heart disease, something that not you can fix, but you can prevent. Obesity, you can fix. Heart disease, you could also probably reverse. It just depends on the severity of where you're at. But fasting, good diet, training, exercise, mental clarity, like you'll be golden. I've been kind of having some shoulder pain, so I think I'm gonna do 45s. No, we'll go for 50. I haven't done these in a while. I wasn't even working out for a bit too. I think I had the stomach flu like a week ago, so I was out bad, bro. And I never get sick. Like I think the last time I got sick was like 2021. I got COVID, but Anyways, here we go. Okay. See, now I know. Next time, go heavier. Cause I got 12 reps. So I'm only trying to get 4 to 6. So felt good though. I already did my dips, so we didn't do that on camera. So that's it, boy. It's 5:40. Now I gotta go home, shower, get my stuff ready for the boxing gym, get my clothes ready to go to work right after. And I gotta submit an invoice for the job that we did on Saturday. And yeah, man, there's always a million things on my mind, bros. And you know, it's just being an entrepreneur is not for everybody, you know. And that's what has got people messed up nowadays. Everybody thinks they can be everybody thinks they're built to be an entrepreneur when they're not, you know. It takes a very specific type of individual to not only take risks, but manage stress, anxiety, to be able to say no to people, say no to your family, to your spouse, even to your kids sometimes, just because you're trying to achieve this thing or pursue this goal. And a lot of people are not willing to make those kind of decisions or those kind of sacrifices. So I'm just kind of sick of seeing people, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, bro. You know, could you imagine somebody who's actually like, how that feels to somebody who's actually like put in the work, the sacrifice, the pain that it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, and for somebody to just decide one day, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, and then act like, you know, just because they got a website or something, that they actually are a successful entrepreneur. Like, that's like bragging about being in the NBA when you're not in the NBA. Like, imagine an NBA player and somebody who wants to be in the NBA just saying, oh yeah, you know, I'm a professional basketball player. But it's like, are you really? Why? Because you want to be, or what qualifies you for that? Like, what sacrifices did you make? What team do you play for, you know? But anyways, that's a whole nother topic. I'm about to get ready, head to my house. As you can see, my truck too, bro, like, I'm used to my truck always being nice and clean and organized. But you know what? I wasn't in a position to buy myself a brand new truck, you know, and I had to make whatever I had useful. So I put a rack on my truck. Now I can do all the jobs that I need to do. I got everything that I need, you know, because I sold my other trucks when we thought we were going to file bankruptcy a couple months ago. And I sold my truck, sold everything pretty much. The only thing that I kept was my tools, thank God, and like my inventory of materials that I had. But other than that, this was the only truck that I kept. And yeah, man, you know, I was at that point, you know, again, many times. I've been at that point so many times in the last couple of years, like, you don't even know. But somehow, some way, I just end up fighting through it, and I end up getting over the hump. But that's what I'm talking about. It's like little things like that, those kind of sacrifices, that kind of stress, that kind of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people break in those moments, but I just never quit, bro. I just never quit. I always said, there's got to be a way. And somehow, some way, you know, I found it. And only by the grace of God am I still here, you know, running my business, getting back on my feet on the feet off the ground, or whatever the saying is. But you know what I mean? Like, making, you know, good money again. Like, it's just, God has been good to me, man. And it's all because I remained faithful. I kept praising him during my hard times, and I knew everything that was happening to me was only a test. Everything that I was going through was only meant to make me stronger. Everything that I was experiencing was only preparing me to be a better leader, a better father, a better husband. And a better coach, you know, for somebody else somewhere down the line in the future, you know, because who better to teach you than somebody who's not only been there but lost it and then got it back. So anyways, I'll see you guys at my house. Gotta go.